Yo, what is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about, is Jalen Hurts the quarterback of the future? Has Jalen Hurts shown you enough to fully feel confident about moving on from Carson Wentz or not taking a quarterback in the draft and Hurts becoming the franchise quarterback? And me personally, I can't say I'm ready for that. Um, he has tons of potential, don't get me wrong, but my biggest issue with him is his passing game. He seems like he's a run first quarterback. He will leave the pocket if his early read isn't there sometimes. There was one clip against Dallas where there was a clean pocket and he rolled out way too early. It was when he threw the pick. I believe he was targeting Fulgham into double coverage. The clean pocket, rolls out, throws the pick in the end zone. There was really no reason to leave the pocket there because there was no pressure in him, like on his face or whatever. He has a 52% completion rate. The NFL average this season was 66%. This is all everything I'm about to say is from the 4 games, or 3.5 really. 3.5 games he started. So the Saints game, Cardinals game, Cowboys game, and Washington game. So, once again, my biggest issues with him are his passing. If he can improve his passing, that would be a big benefit because he is a good runner on the ground. He has proven that already and early, especially against the Saints. Jalen Hurts has a 27% bad throw percentage, which does not include throwaways. So 27% of his passes are inaccurate passes. This is obviously something he needs to fix. Because even with Wentz's struggles, Wentz still had a lower bad pass percentage. Obviously, Jalen Hurts had less games, smaller sample size, numbers not going to be the same compared to Wentz. But a 6%, Wentz was 21 by the way, a 6% difference is kind of notable. That's nearly, 3 out of every 10 passes is bad compared to 2 out of every 10. Hurts he's had one decent game against the Saints. He had one good game against the Cardinals, and he's had 2 bad games. And my biggest thing with these is the 2 bad games. One of them came against a very suspect defense in Dallas. Washington, decent defense. Ronald Darby and Fuller on the outside. Even though we clowned Darby when he was in Philly, he was good for Washington this year, and their D-line is good. Their whole defense is good, but Dallas's defense is not good. So those 2 bad games came after 2 weeks of teams had film on him. His best game against Arizona, he had 338 yards, 55% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, 102.3 passer rating, 63 rushing yards, and 1 touchdown. So obviously, getting stuff going on the ground, getting stuff going through the air. That game was a shootout. And Arizona's defense is not bad. It's obviously not the best defense in the league, but it is not the worst. His worst game was against Dallas. You can make a case that his worst game was against Washington, 7 for 20. But comparing the defenses, I went with Dallas and just the significance of the game. He had 342 yards, so he still racked up the yards, 54% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. The reason I also picked out this game was because he really struggled. Like the 2 picks and all that, obviously he had a fumble, but was that really a fumble? Not really. So on the stat sheet it was, but if you're watching the game, his knee was down before he lost control of the ball. Reason I picked Dallas game over Washington, he really, in the second half is when the mistakes came. I don't know if he tried forcing things to try and, spark the offense or something. But the 2 picks came, I believe, in the 4th quarter. He had a 70.7 rating and 69 rushing yards. He did have a touchdown called back due to a holding, I believe. And my last thing about this is the offense as a whole in the 4 games, 3.5, that he has started in have 13 second half points. Obviously, this is not a full-on Jalen Hurts issue where he can improve, but this is, it talks about the coaching that's going on, which kind of leads to another point is this offense is just bad regardless of the quarterback you put under. So the coaches need to, Doug needs to hire an offensive coordinator, and I would rather take my chances with Wentz and an OC over Hurts and an OC. I mean, worst case scenario, Wentz wins the quarterback camp, assuming he stays. He wins the quarterback camp competition, whatever you want to call it, and he struggles. Then you move on from Wentz, you go to Hurts, and if Hurts doesn't show you anything again, then you think about taking a quarterback. But best case is Wentz doesn't do bad with an OC, and this whole issue gets solved because both quarterbacks, 13 second half points with Jalen Hurts under center in the second half, means that defenses are adjusting, and either Hurts isn't noticing or Doug is not adjusting to their adjustments on the fly. I think it's more the second than the first thing I said, but we don't know. We'll find out, I guess. So let me know what you guys thought. Is Jalen Hurts the quarterback of the future? Has he shown you enough to move on from Wentz? Leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Peace.